Hi guys, si PJ to your nurse on call for the day and welcome to Pinoy Nurse Adventure. So in this video, we will talk about driving here in Ireland. So are you ready? Let's start. Okay, I know that I've said before na napakaganda or the public transport here in Ireland is really good.
Paano masabi?
You can go all over Ireland with just the public transport. But during this pandemic, this COVID-19 situations, certain restrictions were elevated para alagaan lahat ng mga tao dito sa Ireland. So basically, due to that restrictions, naging napakahirap talaga sumakay ng public transport. So, naranasan nyo na bang tumakbo para abutan ng bus? And then, sasabihin sa'yo ng bus driver, sorry, we're not able to accommodate you because we're on full capacity, 25% only. Nakakalungkot, di ba? Pero that's how it is. As I've always said, strict measurements are used for pandemics like this. Anyway, short story, I live here in the north side of Dublin and my work is in the south side. Before, it was just like 30 minutes to 35 minutes of a bus para makapasok ako sa aking trabaho. But nowadays, it's really getting hard to get the bus to stop on your bus stop kasi they're always full. And then one of the saddest thing is I need to wake up like 2 hours in advance so that I can get a bus going to work, which is really hard. That 2 hours is like crucial for your sleep. Kaya naisipan ko lang kumuha na lang ng sariling sasakyan. Hindi ko naman talaga gusto pero may magandang part na rin at masaya na rin at least tapos na ako. Though napakahirap, it is very hard to get a license here in Ireland kasi napaka-strict ng kanilang mga rules at alam mo na, para sa safety rin ng mga tao at sa mga road traffic users. So if you are thinking about of getting your own car and going through the licensing exam, I encourage you to watch or listen to this whole video at this will give you an idea on how to apply for your driving test, driving license from scratch, and I will give you the questions that the examiner asked me during my exam. Lastly, I will give you tips on how to get the lowest insurance policy for first-time drivers like me. Just a little background story again. I have been driving for the past like 8 years, but not here in Ireland, in Saudi. The thing is, I don't have any car insurance policy when I was driving in Saudi. That is very crucial for your insurance policy. So basically, because of that, I wasn't able to have any driving experience at all, though I've been driving for 6 years or 8 years. So it means if you don't have any car insurance policy on your name, it means that you don't have any driving experience that will be credited by the insurance providers. That's enough for the side talk. Let's start. So before you could start your driving life here in Ireland, you need to have a driver's license. It is issued by the NDLS, and the whole process from the beginning would take time, roughly around 8 months to full year. That was before the pandemic. So yes, it takes time to get your hands onto that steering wheel. They have rules and laws that govern each and every motorist on the road, and you won't have your license unless you go through that tough and rigorous tests. So let's go with my experience. As I've said, I have been driving since 2010, so that was like 6, 8, 10 years back, but they didn't count it as my experience. So I was categorized as a first-time driver. As a new driver, I need to pass the theory exam. That's the first step. Theory exam para makuha mo yung learner's permit mo. And then before you can sit onto that exam, you need to like file an application, which is really hard and really tough right now. My wife is trying to get her license, her theory exam, but due to this pandemic, she was delayed up to April, and we applied since November. So it is very long. In application for the theory exam, you need to have two things. First is your payment, and the next is your PPS number. And then, as we all know, all nurses have this PPS number. So covered ka na. So let's say that you got already the appointment for the theory exam. So let's say maybe 1 to 3 months before you will sit on your exam. There's a good and handy app that you can use. It's called DTT or Driver Theory Test app that you can download in iOS or Android, which is really helpful. That is the only thing that I've used to review onto my exam. I did not really expect that it would be hard, but it is hard. So don't waste your money. Download that app, review until you are waiting to sit for that exam. Kasi sayang ang oras, especially in this situation that we need to like be prepared. Kasi it will take months until you will have the chance to sit on another exam. Okay, so let's say that naipasa mo na yung exam. You've passed the exam. Congratulations. Let's now go to the next step. The next step is to apply for your learner permit. So after you pass your exam, they will give you a certificate stating that you passed the exam. And then after you pass the exam, you need to send it to NDLS and well, actually that was the process before, but now you can apply it online and everything will be done online. And then once you have your learner permit, you are now allowed to drive with a supervision of a full license card holder that is more than 2 years driving here in Ireland. So after having the learner permit, you won't be able to sit or to apply for the actual driving test because you need to finish this 12 EDT lessons. This EDT lessons is essential driving training lessons. It is given by accredited driving instructors here in Ireland, so you can just check it online. So what I did is I just looked in Facebook and in Google, and then you will see the reviews over there if they are really qualified or they're really good in teaching first-time drivers. So these 12 EDT lessons, you need to pay for them. Sometimes they charge for 400 to 600. It really depends on the instructor, and they will also provide a car if you don't have a car. And basically they will give you this booklet that states that you've done these lessons on this day, and so on and so forth. So 12 lessons, and they are expecting you to finish it for the whole 6 months. And they really encourage it to take 1 lessons every 2 weeks para you will cover the whole 6 months, and then after that you can apply for your driving test. And if you are thinking that these 12 EDT lessons are useless, I will give you a tip later on in the end of this video explaining why you need this one, as it greatly helps on your application. So after the 12 EDT lessons and your instructor had uploaded those documents onto the RSA website, you're now eligible to apply for the driving test. So this well, due to COVID-19 again, the driving tests are very limited and would prioritize essential workers such as nurses. You can request an urgent test, and then they will give you a slot where if any cancellation slots, or if they will just give it to us because we are essential workers. Just a little background story again. I took my last driving test in the Finglas test center. I have failed twice also before, so my third time is the lucky time. I did the first test in Dunleary, which I used a manual car, and I got flying colors of my marks. So I mean, I got like lots of points which make me fail the exam. And then the second one is I took automatic car, which is better but still not enough to pass my exam. And then the third time is in Finglas Center. Fortunately, I do pass it, and that's it. So just a word of advice, guys. It doesn't mean that if you failed once, twice, or thrice, it's the end of the line. No, you can still reapply, though at this moment, appointment is really getting hard to get. So do your best to pass your exam on the first try, or else the longer waiting time will kill you and catch you, and then basically you might end up losing your motivation to get it. But thankfully they are doing their best to accommodate us. So after you pass that actual driving test, is they will give you another certificate, and you don't need to download it. You can just apply it online, and then they will facilitate. You just need to send some documents such as your IRP and Actually, that's the only thing. The IRP and the payment is done through online. And then after that, after they review your documents, they will just send your card onto your home address, which is really handy. So this is the most important part. What happened during your driving test? So during the driving test, there are two parts. First, the theory part. So it doesn't mean that you finish your theory exam, you will not be asked by your examiner with some questions that pertains to like if you got any knowledge on the road, especially with the road signs and the road rules. And then the second part is the actual driving test. So I will repeat it again. This is the questions that have been asked to me. So just please listen. So it's just like a question and answer portion where the examiner will ask you and you will answer. She will not tell or he will not tell if you are correct or not. But if you are correct, they will not say nothing. But if you are wrong, they will ask it twice again. And if you're still wrong, they will tell you the answers. Okay, so question number 1 is, when can you pass the box junction? Number 2, what is the 2 yellow line at the side of the road? Number 3, what is the straight white line on the road? And number 4 is, what to do when the stoplights turn amber? So guys, you can Google the answers, and actually it's all in the booklet. If you are like really looking into the RSA website, they have all the answers. So after you finish those questions, they will go to the road signs. So they will give you like a form or a paper which is laminated, and what they will do is they will just point onto a road signs, and then you will tell them what is that road sign and what it signifies as a signifies, sorry. So in this in the description of this video, you can see a link to some pictures and some of the road signs which they asked me. So just kindly check it down. So it is number 72, number 84, number 70, number 3, number 4, number 15, number 31, and number 7. So after the theory part is you will guide your examiner to your car. So in my case, I just rented a car which is provided by my instructor, and then basically that's that. It's kind of expensive to rent a car for your driving test. It costs like 300 euros on and all, plus the pre-test exams. So you need to be able to locate and demonstrate the parts under the hood or the bonnet. So ito yung nasa ibaba ng hood. So you need to know how to open the hood sa sasakyan mo, and then you need to know how to top up the oil, check the oil level, windshield water, brake fluid, and check the brake fluid meter. So basically, they asked me 6 questions under the hood, and then they will just they will not say if you are correct or not, and then they will just continue on. So the next one is the primary controls. So they need to learn, they need to know if you know how to use the primary controls of the car. So number 1 is to check the lights, front and rear. So you need to put the right indicator, left indicator, and the brake. So those are the things that the instructor will ask you to do, and then basically what he will do is he will be in front of the car and back of the car if all of the lights are working. So next is the secondary control. The secondary control is the one in the dashboard of the car. So they will ask you how to use the front demister, the back demister, the hazard lights, windshield wiper, and the deep lights. So basically those are the things that they will ask if you are well able to like use the controls of the car. So basically you need to know how to operate the car, in short. So if you know how to operate the car, if you got any past driving experience, you know how to use them, and then it is really straightforward and it is really easy. But if you are nervous, you'll be blacked out and you won't be able to answer any of those questions. So just make sure to be relaxed, and mind you guys, if you think that you had a mistake, don't overthink, because sometimes that small mistake can be very minor to the instructor, and you might not even get a point for that mistake. So make sure, guys, concentrate on what is the task in front of you. Like for example, if they tell you to do this one, just follow it. They are not there to fail you guys. They are there to check if you are competent to drive. So after that, guys, it is now the actual driving. So the examiner will give you directions and tell you at the right timing when to turn left or turn right, or to exit onto the roundabout. So if you did not hear the instruction of your instructor, is just politely ask them and they will repeat it for you. You need to demonstrate that you can read the road. I mean, read the road, the markings on the road, and the markings on or the road signals. You need to avoid hazards, the proper use of the signal lights or indicators at the right timing, maintain proper speed on the road, proper road positioning, turnabout, reversing in a corner, proper roundabout positioning, and turning to the right or left. You also need to know when to use the 3-point and 5-point observations, and you should never forget about GOSHO. It is GOSHO every time. So GOSHO means gear, observation, signal, handbrake, observations. So this GOSHO is you will use it every time you will stop on the side before you stop or start, and then basically that's that. So after you finish the whole driving test, is you will know the result of the driving test right after the actual driving lessons, or when you go back to the driving test center. They will send you they will give you a detailed report on your email for future references or points to improve if you do failed. But let's say that you pass the driving test. Congratulations! You can now apply for your full Irish driving license, and you can only do it online as of the moment due to COVID. But before, you can apply on at RSA NDSL center, and then they will give you a form. You need to fill it up, pay there, and then provide your ID, your PPS, and then basically that's it. And then they will send your driving license onto you. So basically that's it. Now you have your driver's license. You are now legally allowed to drive on your own. But let's talk about owning a car. Here in Ireland, owning a car is both a necessity and a liability. It does not mean that you bought a car, then you can already drive. No, that's not the case here in Ireland. You need to have your NCT, road tax, and insurance display on your windshield before your car will be roadworthy to be driven around. So without one of the discs of your car is deemed not roadworthy, and you can get into big trouble if you're stopped by the Gardaí. So NCT is a national car test, and it is a compulsory vehicle inspection program in Ireland to check if your car is roadworthy, as I've said. If your car is less than 4 years old, then it is exempted to that. And but if your car is not, and then it should pass the NCT, and they will give you this disc. The next one is the road tax. So every car here in Ireland has a road tax. So it really depends on the engine, or if it's hybrid, or if it's using petrol or diesel. So road taxes ranges from like 170 euros per year to up to 350 euros a year. So it really depends on your car. Well, with regards to the road tax, make sure that you got your insurance already, which is the most expensive of all the discs. So this driving insurance, sometimes they give you a quote up to 3,000, 4,000 euros if you haven't driven. So for example, just like me, I've received a quote of 3,500 initially. So you really need to shop around. And this is the tip. Remember the 12 EDT lessons? That EDT lessons can help bring down the cost of your insurance. So basically, I have done all the hard work in looking for the insurance, and I finally got what insurance to take. So the best thing to do is to call into whoops.ie, that's WHOOPS.ie, and then you can get the contact number there and try to call them. So as I've said previously, you expect to pay around 2,500 euros for your first time insurance, and mind you, with them I was able to only get like 1,580 euros per year, which is really good. That is the premium that will cover theft, fire, third party, and yourself. And basically, that is the cheapest first time driver's insurance that I've seen all over the net, and I've been calling all throughout the companies, brokers, insurance companies, and that's the only thing. So if you call into whoops.ie, kindly look for Mr. John Williams and tell him that you are looking for a car insurance, and then tell him that you have the 12 EDT lessons within the last year. Well, basically that's it. I have given you the tips and the insurance and the walkthrough on how to be eligible to drive here in Ireland. I know it's really hard for us at the moment, and I know but that we are all doing our best to like fight this pandemic, and hopefully we will be able to go out again and enjoy ourselves with your brand new car, and we can go all over Ireland with it. So basically that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please don't forget to like and to share it with your friends and to subscribe onto my channel. Anyway, once again, this is PJ, your nurse on call for today. Thank you so much and see you next time. Bye.